To be extra sure that even the most isolated components and areas within a Burris scope are moisture-free, we purge each scope with dry nitrogen. This involves forcing dry nitrogen into the scope, allowing it to absorb airborne and surface moisture, and then drawing it back out under a vacuum. And to extract every possible molecule of water, we perform this process 24 times on each and every Burris scope. Well, it does cost a whole lot more in equipment, time, and expensive nitrogen, but we think it's worth it to assure you a lifetime of flawless performance. Part of this procedure, done at room temperature, is also to test the sealing of the scope. Now, while under pressure, we monitor any change in pressure which would reveal a leak. Assuming the scope passes 24 pressure leak tests, it is then submerged in 130-degree water. The hot water temperature is transferred to the scope and then to the atmosphere inside the scope, therefore making the nitrogen inside the scope expand and try to escape. Additionally, the metallic internal parts have also expanded to different dimensions, which puts the sealing systems to the test. The lack of any bubbles indicates a successfully sealed rifle scope. Now, as the scope is removed from the water, it is inspected for any internal moisture or condensation. A sampling of each day's production is subjected to our punishing recoil machine. Using a triaxial accelerometer to measure and duplicate the recoil pulse acceleration and duration, the Burris Punisher impact machine has been calibrated to replicate a .375 Weatherby Magnum, shooting 300-grain bullets. This combination generates roughly a combined 700 G-forces. Burris scopes must be able to withstand hours of punishment at 600 cycles per hour. Scopes then go to a second recoil and vibration simulator. Next, the scope goes to a final inspector who checks for image quality, mechanical function, point of impact shift, parallax, and range of internal adjustment. The scope is optically centered so that the optical system is lined up perfectly with the outside of the scope. Now, a final cleansing of the external lenses is performed, and the scope is ready for final wipe down and packaging. That's the story of how Burris rifle scopes are made. But most of the story dealt with the mechanics of a quality Burris rifle scope. As these are optical instruments, we should talk for a few minutes about how the optical quality of Burris scopes is well known for exceeding the performance of scopes that cost